when you're playing, you're not really thinking about it. You're just out there playing. And, obviously, they shot the ball really well. We didn't shoot the ball.
WNBA player lost her job after getting destroyed by Caitlin Clark. And let me tell you, that's insane. The WNBA has always been competitive, but Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rules and careers before our eyes.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her, so I can't laugh about something.
Atlanta Dream's Ashley Joens stepped onto the court for a preseason matchup, but it quickly became a nightmare.
Okay. My team name is pronounced Phi, but it's WHAI.
In a league where survival demands perfection, Clark's rise is a warning shot for anyone who can't keep up. For Joens, the result wasn't just a bad game, it was a career-ending spectacle. Caitlin Clark has officially arrived in the WNBA, and her presence is nothing short of seismic. She's not just a player, she's a walking highlight reel, turning preseason games into must-watch events. According to Chris Phelps of Yahoo Sports, in the 2025 preseason, Clark led the Indiana Fever to an impeccable 3-0 record. Not bad for a rookie, right? But this isn't just about stats and wins. It's about what her brilliance means for the league. But let me tell you one thing, it's causing chaos. Case in point? Atlanta Dream guard Ashley Joens lost her spot on the team just hours after facing Clark. That's a coincidence, or is it really the case? According to Chris Phelps from Athlon Sports, the Indiana Fever is doing really great in preseason games. In their final preseason game, the Fever clinched an 81-76 victory over the Dream, and Clark was the centerpiece. She controlled the pace, nailed clutch shots, and proved, once again, why she's already being hyped as the next face of the league. Meanwhile, the Dream were, let's just say, not having their best day. Brittany Griner played exactly 2 minutes before resting, fair, given her veteran status, but her absence left a gaping hole the team couldn't fill.
Ashley Joens is still chasing that dream to get back into the WNBA. The league will expand from 12 to 15 teams by 2026.
Enter Ashley Joens. She was tasked with stepping up in what was arguably her biggest moment. Her stat line? 5 points on 1 of 4 shooting, 1 assist, and 17 minutes of playtime. Not disastrous on paper, but in the WNBA, where roster spots are as scarce as decent Wi-Fi on a plane, not disastrous doesn't cut it. According to experts, Jones's story started strong. At Iowa State, she was a force of nature, scoring, rebounding, and dominating her way into Cyclones folklore. When she was picked 19th overall in the 2023 WNBA draft, expectations were sky high. But then the pro level hit her like a brick wall. Her rookie year was a whirlwind of team swaps. Dallas Wings, Las Vegas Aces, Phoenix Mercury, before she fell out of the league altogether in 2024. Fast forward to 2025. Joens landed a training camp contract with the Atlanta Dream. It was a second chance to prove she belonged. But preseason? It's a brutal proving ground. Every dribble, every shot, every second on the court is an audition. And unfortunately for Joens, her performances were uninspiring. Flashes of potential? Sure. But flashes don't keep the lights on in the WNBA. Although she played in 2 preseason contests in 2025, averaging 8.0 minutes per game. But then came the fateful game against the Fever. While Clark was busy dismantling defenses and making her case for Rookie of the Year, Joens was struggling to make an impact. It wasn't entirely her fault. The Dream were out of sync, and without Griner, the team lacked leadership. But in a head-to-head comparison with Clark, the gap was glaring. Clark looked like she was born to play at this level. Joens? More like a talented college player who hadn't found her footing in the pros. Hours later, the Dream dropped the bombshell. Joens had been waived. Talk about a gut punch. One moment you're fighting for your career, the next you're updating your resume and Googling career pivot ideas. The timing? Ice cold. But hey, this is the WNBA, where roster spots are about as plentiful as parking spaces at a sold-out Taylor Swift concert. Performance and potential rule all, and let's be real. Clark's performance may as well have been the final nail in Jones' professional coffin, delivered with a wink and a smirk. Jones' stat line might not have been a total catastrophe, but it was like trying to sell tap water at a champagne bar. 5 points, 1 assist. She might as well have handed out participation ribbons while Clark was writing basketball poetry and dropping dimes like a benevolent monarch. The optics couldn't have been worse if Jones had tripped over her own shoelaces mid-game. And let's not forget the Dream's impeccable sense of timing. Waiving her hours after the game wasn't just a decision, it was a statement, louder than a Caitlin Clark three-pointer from the logo. The message? Thanks for playing, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Let's not sugarcoat it. Caitlin Clark's rise makes life challenging for everyone else. She's a generational talent, the kind of player who redefines what's possible on the court. Against the Dream, she didn't just score. She elevated her entire team. When Sophie Cunningham went down with an injury, Clark stepped up, creating opportunities, disrupting defenses, and keeping the Fever in control. Her teammates didn't just feel her presence. It was a nightmare for the opposition. Meanwhile, Jones's struggles highlighted the unforgiving nature of professional sports. The WNBA doesn't have the luxury of patience. With only 144 roster spots across 12 teams, the margin for error is microscopic. Jones's release wasn't just about one game. It was the culmination of missed opportunities and inconsistent performances. And when you're playing in the same league as a phenom like Clark, the bar is set impossibly high. Here's the thing. The WNBA is as competitive as it gets. It's not just about being good, it's about being exceptional. Clark isn't just raising the bar, she's launching it into orbit. Her ability to dominate forces teams to rethink their rosters. Players who might have been safe a few years ago are now facing an uphill battle just to stay in the league. And for those like Jones, who are already on the fringe, the stakes are even higher. But this isn't just a story about Clark and Jones. It's a reflection of the WNBA's evolution. The league is growing, attracting more talent, and demanding more from its players. It's an exciting time, but it's also a brutal one. For every rising star like Clark, there are countless players who fall short of the mark. Clark's arrival also raises questions about team building in the WNBA. How do you balance one player's superstar potential with the needs of the team? Sure, Clark can carry a game, but basketball is still a team sport. Her rise challenges teams to build rosters that can complement her talent while remaining competitive in a league that's only getting tougher. For the Dream, Jones's release is a step toward finding that balance. But it also highlights the challenges of developing players in a league with limited resources and roster flexibility. Clark's brilliance may be inspiring, but it's also a stark reminder of how high the stakes have become. So, where do we go from here? For Caitlin Clark, the sky's the limit. Or maybe not even the sky, because she's clearly aiming for basketball immortality and possibly her own constellation. Her regular season debut against the Chicago Sky is practically a national holiday at this point. Can she live up to the hype? Oh, please. She doesn't just live up to the hype. She buys it dinner, outshines it, and then dunks on it for good measure. If her preseason performance is anything to go by, the Chicago Sky better start drafting an apology to their fans now. But here's the question on everyone's mind. At what cost? Because let's face it, while Clark's brilliance is dazzling, it's leaving a trail of dashed dreams and unemployment in its wake. Enter Ashley Jones, who's now got plenty of free time to reflect on life's injustices. This chapter of Jones' career ends not with a bang, but with the unmistakable sound of a WNBA training camp contract going through a paper shredder. It's a sobering reminder that talent alone is about as useful as a chocolate teapot in this league. Timing? Critical. Opportunity? Rare. Seizing the moment? Non-negotiable. And even then, sometimes life just hands you a Caitlin Clark. Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon, a human meteor crashing into the WNBA landscape and reshaping it in her image. Her arrival isn't just exciting, it's a mandate. Step up or step aside. Fans are overjoyed. Players like Jones are, well, probably considering alternative career paths. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark is the future of the WNBA, and she's dragging the league into a new era, kicking, screaming, and leaving no room for mediocrity. For Joans and players like her, this isn't just a harsh reality check. It's the equivalent of being told you're competing in a game of chess against a supercomputer, and you don't even know how the horse moves. Is this just the beginning of Clark's domination? Like this video and subscribe to the channel to get more details.